Well, we're trying something different again today. Hi Rez. I am not familiar with Hi Rez other than I know he went on Tim Pool. Seemed like an interesting guy. I saw he put out a new song. Figured what better time to actually listen to what he sounds like than today.
Why not?
So we're going to check out Hi Rez. What's the truth? I guess that's what we're going to find out. Let's do this.
Are purely fictitious. Any resemblance to real persons, events, or locations is coincidental and unintended. The views and actions expressed by the characters do not reflect the beliefs or values of Hi Rez LLC or its affiliates.
Is there such thing as sound epilepsy?
Yeah.
Welcome to the Chamois, year 2030.
Brought to you by Liza.
I
Awaken
hope
with
you have your
JP.
bug protein and
Heyo.
VR goggles ready as you sit there owning nothing, because you're in for a treat tonight. We have many celebrities in the house that we tell you you care about, and they pretend to care about you. And they're definitely not mouthpieces of their puppet masters used to promote various vested interests. Definitely not that. So without further ado, let's get into our first category. And the Best Rap Group of the Year award goes to the Backstreet Boys.
Hey, you'll own nothing and be happy. I'm your new mommy and daddy. See what happens if you getting in the way of what we planning. Extort the House and Senate, implement a social credit. You can see where this is headed. It's a global Armageddon. Lock them down for climate change, but we still flying private planes. Go to sleep, you little sheep. We don't want you wide awake. Banning every car with gas, but then we charge a carbon tax. Pretend that we confused when everybody gets a heart attack. Make the kids sad and depressed. Tell the men have ass and breasts. Make the women masculine. You'll enjoy having less. Penetrate the cabinets. You're either privileged or oppressed. Fly to islands to have sex. Whoops, forget that I said that.
So you got droplets. You actually have to wear a few masks on your backside, on your rectum, because the drop, someone coughs, so
Wow.
and across the country, across the world, it could go in the toilet and actually come up your toilet,
Can't
and it
remember that
actually
dude's
get you
name.
sick. It get you sick through the rectum. It's called
Alex
rectimitis.
Stein.
What is this? No! The World Health Organization is not going to exist. I'm not going to live in a world where my wife and her boyfriend have to eat bugs. And guess what? I'm going to own a gas stove and you're not going to do a damn thing about it. And I'm going to live in a 45-minute minimum city, not this 15-minute bullcrap. Ah!
What's the truth? It doesn't matter cause we brainwashing the youth. Poison the water and the sky and all your food. Rules for thee and not for me, we are immune. We make the rules, so tell me what's the truth? It doesn't matter cause we brainwashing the youth. Poison the water and the sky and all your food. Rules for thee and not for me, we are immune. We make the rules, so tell me what's the truth? No surprise, we own the signs. You know we control supply, so that if you don't comply, you might starve or go cold tonight. Keep them shut, don't open eyes. Politicians have the closest ties, make everything overpriced. Made the whole world go inside. Own the news and media, believe what we're feeding you. And if you do not, then every hour we repeat it, bruh. Disarm and depopulate. We choose who you nominate. We pretend to tolerate, and that's just how we operate. Use these dumb celebrities to push all our agendas, please. Who you think came up with the idea of human centipede? Make you sick, then charge you for the cure that we have readily. Let's separate them medically, but to us they're all peasantry. What's the truth? It doesn't matter cause we brainwashing the youth. Poison the water and the sky and all your food. Rules for thee and not for me, we are immune. We make the rules, so tell me what's the truth? It doesn't matter cause we brainwashing the youth. Poison the water and the sky and all your food. Rules for thee and not for me, we are immune. We make the rules, so tell me what's the truth?
The man, I mean the one, what is he again? The person in charge of nuclear waste was caught stealing luggage at a Hi Rez video shoot. Their current whereabouts is unknown.
Thank you for watching the video. You and your friends will eat the bugs, while me and my friends, we will eat the steak and the lobster and enjoy the beer. Make sure you buy the t-shirt, Stop the Great Reset. Also, make sure you grab your Trust the Science t-shirts. And remember, once they're sold out, they're sold out. We don't return the t-shirts, we don't bring them back. Once they're gone forever. So onlyforthefans.com, that's where you get your t-shirts. Thank you. Peace.
He had Robert Malone on. That's cool.
Alex Stein, you were right.
Luke. I thought that was Luke.
Luke from,
Yeah.
yeah,
Luke Rutkowski.
crap. Tim Pool. Jinx.
That was awesome. I like that.
I could bump that.
Well, I mean, it's truth. If you don't see it, then I don't know what to tell you. I mean, seriously. At this point, it's become so blatantly obvious how we're being
Right.
controlled. And people just either
Refuse to see it.
they refuse or they see it and then they make excuses for it by saying, well, the people that I oppose are even worse. They do even worse things.
Right. They try to justify it by thinking that the opposite is worse.
Which is stupid.
So stupid.
Wrong is wrong.
Right.
And wrong's going on with both of these parties.
Mm-hmm.
All of these parties. You're looking at not just the U.S., but
Everywhere.
Australia, Canada. It's all over.
It's
New
worldwide.
Zealand. Yeah, it's gotten ridiculous, and we're supposed to just believe people's truths. Truth is truth. You don't have a truth. No one has a truth.
Truth is offensive now.
You guys are so up your asses.
Right? That's on the what is a woman thing. The word truth is offensive. It's a trigger word now.
Yeah, that little goofy dude.
So, like-
yeah. Truth is truth. I don't care if it offends you or not. It just,
Nope.
it is what it is, and some truths are just harder to face than others, and you just have to learn to adapt to go have it.
Adapt and overcome.
I know in my lifetime I have had my mind changed on many things, many times, just because people presented facts. And I couldn't debate them, I couldn't argue them, and if you can't argue it, then you have to accept it.
Mm-hmm.
When you get into a debate with people and you start name calling, you've already lost.
You've lost. That's your exit point.
That's how you know someone can't defend their opinion
Mm-hmm.
when faced with the truth. And there was nothing but a bunch of truth in this video.
Mm-hmm. Hardcore stuff, man.
I mean, he tipped the iceberg, but he hit some pretty good points. There's definitely something going on with all the elites. And we're not privy to that conversation, and I don't care which side of the fence you fall on, that is a fact. The older you get, the
The
more
more obvious.
you start to understand,
Yep.
which is why it's just, in my opinion, I don't think people should be able to vote until they're at least 25.
Yep.
25.
I didn't even vote. My first time voting for president was 25, wasn't it?
I believe so.
Yeah.
You don't realize the impact that
Right.
you make as an 18-year-old or a 19-year-old or a 20-year-old.
People who have no idea that took maybe a half a civics class in high school.
Well, they were just being told they need to vote.
Right. Just peer pressured into it.
And if you're not certain, I mean, if you can't answer questions about things that are incredibly important to the survival of our entire species, like what is a
What's a
woman?
woman?
I mean, if you can't answer questions like that, then you don't need to vote because you don't have a comprehension ability to know what it is that you're actually doing other than voting a color, red or blue. And it's ridiculous. You need to understand what the policies are that you're voting for, and you need to
Yeah.
understand the politicians that you're voting for, because just because they wear that red next to their little lapel or the blue,
Doesn't mean that they're that way.
money
It's all money.
changes everything. You can go into office with the best of intentions, but once you're there, it all changes.
Everybody has a price tag.
Except for Donald Trump.
Except for Donald Trump. That has been proven.
Gentlemen, let's get down to business.
We have spent the last 7 years watching politicians, the media, the people, just everyone do everything they can to try to get the orange man.
No.
It's because he wasn't controlled. He did nothing worse than any other president I've ever encountered. And it's
Yeah.
repeatedly, it's gotten out of hand, guys. Leave the dude alone.
Yeah. Seriously, guys. Like,
I mean, it's really gotten to the point where I couldn't stand Hillary because I knew what she stood for before she was ever even Secretary of State. long ago, I knew that was an evil woman.
Oh, Benghazi still ticks me off.
There are many things about her that tick me off, but I have gotten over the fact of just complaining about her nonstop ad nauseum. And she's one of the worst of the worst. I don't care if you're a Democrat, liberal, whatever. You got to admit Hillary has done some of the shadiest stuff throughout her career.
What's the point of complaining about it? There's nothing that we can do about it, you know? So there's no point.
But Donald Trump has done nothing near as bad as what Hillary has done, and people will get in the comments and argue, and who said this, who said grab him in the pussy? Well, you don't know who has a pussy. How about that? He said grab them.
Right.
Who's them?
Who's them?
So just knock it off. All you're doing is making the guy more polarized.
Seriously, you're just raising his stocks.
The reason they didn't want him in politics is because he cannot be controlled, unlike every other politician out there. If you have the money to come into the office, to not need the donors, to not need any of that, and still run things the way you want, it terrifies the elites.
Illuminati all over that.
It's everybody. It's both sides. You don't want somebody in there that your party can't control.
Hey, both sides have Illuminati members, so
they're
all
tons.
over the place.
All you gotta do is look into Wall Street and you'll find them.
They're all in there.
You'll find that Pelosi chick. We have become a society that now worship our politicians, which should never happen.
Should have never happened to be.
I worship no politician, and nor will I ever. And none of you should as well.
Nope.
But back to Hi Rez, since we got off on a tangent.
Happens.
He crushed it. The whole Fauci thing, which, again...
Straight up. Perfect.
I was just baffled when all of this happened and we ended up being locked down. Supposedly, people in my city did not lock down, but they were told to lock down, and there were literally 12,000 people in the entire city, as opposed to Los Angeles or New York that has multiple millions, but we were treated the same way. Ooh, you're just as susceptible. No, we're not. No one even wore masks. No one got sick. There were no cases. There were several cases, but no one died in the city that we lived in. And no one adhered to it. It was ridiculous. I understood then that it was all the power people.
Yeah.
And that's exactly why he highlighted Fauci, because that was power. Fauci owns stocks, lots of money in these pharmaceuticals. I'm not an anti-vaxxer. I just don't think you need it. And if you need it, if you don't want to get polio, go get that vaccine, because that's a vaccine. You get that, you don't get this other nonsense.
It's all experimental.
You get it, well, you can still spread it. You can still get it. So it didn't matter what you did, you're still going to have a chance of, but you lessen the chance. You don't
Not
know.
really.
You don't know. There haven't been enough studies. So
trust the science, but there's no science behind it.
Science was thrown out the window for
science.
Major doctors got canceled, fired, and shunned for coming out and saying that this was all crap.
Well, they got paid extra money to diagnose someone as having it.
What the fuck did you say?
Well, they got paid to diagnose having it. You know that's a power play.
Oh, yeah.
You've never seen that with anything else, ever.
Ever.
And I may need to get back on my soapbox, but I think most average people, the not 20% of the nutcases on both sides that are just completely radicalized, either red or blue, as long as you're in that 80% of, well, I get out in the real world and I meet people and talk with people and I don't have a problem.
Yeah.
But the media tells me I do. But if you're in that 20%, I'm either going to offend the hell out of you, or people are going to just jump in and say, you didn't take it far enough. You should have said this, this, and this.
They're going to be both on either side coming at us. So, it's what it is.
I've said my piece. I think Hi Rez did a fantastic job of pointing it out. And cool on him to have Awaken with JP and Alex Stein and
Luke.
Yeah, and Dr. Robert Malone. What a good catch. He pulled that one in.
And that was his wife, too? The other Malone?
I believe so.
That's what's up.
Well, Dr. Malone's the one that got banned from Twitter and fired and had to go on Rogan to give his point and say all this is nonsense.
Yeah, I remember that. Very interesting podcast.
He was right. So good pull, Hi Rez. That was an awesome song. So yeah, I'm going to get off the soapbox now. Get in the comments. You know you want to say something.
Go ahead.
You go
Have
right
at
ahead.
it.
That's the beauty of being an independent, is you just don't really care if people vent. Freedom of speech, have at it. Knock yourselves out, because that's what we're here to do, is have these discussions. And it's good that we can have these discussions. I just worry how much I can have this discussion on YouTube. So check out our Rumble.
Yeah.
We do have a Rumble.
We are there too.
All 35 of our subscribers over on Rumble. Appreciate you. Like, share,
Subscribe.
do the thing.
Do the thing.
And until the next time, guys, as always, come at me, bro.